Okay, so I'm going to go through Solana again from the previous video, kind of a continuation video. If you guys remember this setup right here, I was drawing the setup when we got over here, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and explain how this works and pretty much everything that happened afterwards, because I think it's really important that you guys understand how the structure, you know, what type of trades to look for, and really how can you capture these moves, right? Either this one or even this one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other tab. But if you guys watched the video previously, I went over how to use the Fibonacci retracement, how to use it, you know, utilizing other concepts together. Really, it's just fair value gaps and supply and demand and liquidity. But I'm going to go ahead and apply a few other things into this other tab, and we're going to go through this checklist that I personally use in my trading, which is the 3 Ws. 3 Ws is basically answering these 3 questions. Where has price been, where's price currently at, and where's price likely to go next, right? Now, in my opinion, I think the only way you could take a trade is if you can answer these 3 questions, okay? So I'm going to start off by starting from over here, okay? Now, I'm going to label this orange because if you guys understand, this is going to be our premium, okay? So this might look confusing if you don't know the video previously, so I am going to redo it. But this is our premium right here, okay? So I'm just going to start here really quickly just to show you. I'm not sure if I can get rid of this replay. See if I can get rid of it. Replay. Okay, there you go. So just using this high, using this high and this low, I can go ahead and identify my premium. Okay, so right here above my 618 is going to be my premium. Okay, so depending on where I start, depending on where I replay, this could change the way I'm going to set things up. But preferably, no matter where you are on the chart, you should be able to identify your premium before price even gets there, right? Because once you have this confirmed low, you should already have this premium. This shouldn't be something you have to wait for. Like, you shouldn't have to wait for the price to get there before you know it's a premium. Okay, so this should already be there prior to price getting there, right? So where's price been? Well, we can clearly see that price is on an uptrend, right? Price is on an uptrend. Right here, we had a liquidity sweep, right? After liquidity sweep, we see displacement, right? We see this fair value gap that gets tapped perfectly, which also happens to be our discount zone, right? And from there, price rallies up, okay? So aside from that, what else can we take away? We can see that when our RSI is resetting back down, let's look at the 4 hours. 4 hours is heavily overbought. The 12 hours is kind of it's aiming up, right? But 4 hours, this is kind of a red flag. I don't like to take trades when this is like this. So just something to note of, if 4 hour looks like this, usually I'm not going to enter a trade. Depending on what the chart really looks like, I don't just utilize the RSI to enter a trade. You know, you need more confluences. But for me, this is a premium and the RSI is overbought. So to me, I would be looking for some shorts if this was me. Okay. Now, while I'm looking for shorts, I'm also going to be looking at where can price go. So right here, we can clearly see there's a fair value gap right below, right? But if you guys remember the prior video, or even if you're on my Discord, I don't just rely on a fair value gap, okay? I like to incorporate it with a key level, because a lot of people tend to think fair value gap is the key method, the key, you know, it's like the everything. But really, it's, you know, you want to really, the way I think about it is you want to strengthen your boxes, right? Because for me, I primarily trade boxes. I don't even trade using trend lines or other things. So if I'm going to trade a box, I want my box to be really strong. I want it to have context. I want it to have meaning, right? I want to know that other people are going to want to buy with me, right? I don't want to just buy because I feel like this is a nice box, right? Because then I can draw a box anywhere, right? I can draw a box here and be like, well, this looks like support. This looks like a resistance support, right? I might just buy here, right? So you can really draw boxes anywhere. For me, I don't like to do that. I like to give my boxes meaning. So what can I do here? So this is clearly fair value gap. Now let's go to the left. Let's just see if this is a key level on the left side. Okay, so it looks like it is a key level on the left side. But I can see right here that while it's a key level, I can see there's some wicks down here that I can actually include just slightly like that. And now I've captured some of these touches, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I've captured more touches. So just by doing that, I've offered myself more flexibility. Okay, so now this is not just a fair value gap. This is also a key level. Okay, so just like that, I've already offered myself flexibility. Now, I also want to identify a discount zone. Okay, so my discount zone has to fall in between my fall into between my fair value gap and my key level. So right here, using this higher low, so I didn't use this low because we are in an uptrend, so I use this higher low, this next swing low, right? So remember, this is a low, this is a higher low. Okay, this is a confirmed low because as soon as price went down here, we rallied up. Okay, so I'm not using this low as my retracement. Okay, I'm using this low and then this high right here. Now we have not confirmed a high yet, so what does that even mean to me? That pretty much means that I might have to adjust this, because let's say that price actually takes out this high. Okay, let's say this is liquidity. Say price goes up here. Then all I have to do is adjust my fib from this high right here to this next one, depending on where we establish a high. Okay, so this is where patience comes into play, and you have to wait for price to actually break structure. Okay, so like right here, for example. So if you guys know how I trade, I like to trade liquidity sweeps into a premium. So something like this could fall into that. This would be a liquidity sweep. Okay. And the best way to get this entry, if you are going to take this entry, is understand that you have a premium. Price is still at a premium. You are at a imbalance in price. Okay, I'm just gonna make this a neutral color. So imbalance. Okay, so price. It looks like I'm having a little brain fart. So we're seeing a liquidity sweep inside of our premium, tapping our imbalance with the RSI forming a divergence. Okay, so ideally, if this was going to reverse back down, it's going to reverse back down pretty soon. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the RSI is also overbought. So ideally, this is going to be the best time for price to start looking to go back down. Okay, so if that's the case, I want to start taking my shorts somewhere here, stop loss above this imbalance. Okay, now we could even be more flexible. Let's take the straight here, and we're going to target this fair value gap. Okay, now specifically, we're going to target this discount zone. Okay, now when we target this discount zone, so let me be clear, there's two ways to really play this. You can either wait for price to come here, enter a trade, or take a short, take profits here. So there's really two trades that are potentially here to take. Okay, and my headset died, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me, but here we have a discount zone. Okay, and just like that, we can wait for price to either come here, or we can take the short and take profits here. Okay, and just like that, we see price hits our discount and our fair value gap. Okay, so what can we do now? It's oversold. Can we take a long? We could definitely take a long here. We have imbalances here. We have fair value gaps right here. Okay, and then we have this nice looking trend line. So we can take a long here if we want. Okay, now how we're going to do this is we're going to use this high and this low. Okay, and then we can clearly see just above this right here, we have a nice fair value gap. Okay, so let's draw this. So this might look like a little too much, so I'm going to try to minimize it the best I could. But we could definitely target this. Oops, I did not mean to start here. Let's do that. Oh, okay, it looks like price went even lower. So we're still inside our discount zone. So what does that mean? What does that mean? All we have to do is adjust this to this low right here. And now we have a discount or a premium, right? And so we have another premium, right? This is our premium, and this is also our premium plus bearish FVG. See, it's that simple if you just apply it over and over, right? And then right here, obviously, this would have been the best time to take a short. Right here, you'll have another divergence. So, okay, a divergence is showing you is a sign of weakening momentum, right? Price taps our bearish fair value gap in our premium, but forms a divergence right here, right? So you could start to take your shorts here, okay? And then, not to mention, during this whole time period, you can clearly see that there is liquidity being generated, right? So to me, it's that simple on how you could have taken this trade. You could have took a long here or took a short here. And of course, like I said, the RSI, well, right here we have a bullish divergence, but more specifically, we're inside our discount, a fair value gap, our key level, and it's oversold. So this is what our trade setup should look like every single time, and this is what we're going to be doing when we're trading, focusing on this three, right? So I didn't even go over these three again for this trade, but basically what happened is, where has price been? We see that price was distributing, it broke structure, right? It left a bearish fair value gap, right? We were able to use this high and this low to find our premium and our bearish fair value gap, and we were able to take another short right here. So where's price currently at? It was at our discount. From there, where's price likely to go next? Inside our premium. And then we have a liquidity sweep right here. Okay. So my methods are really going to be very simple. It's utilizing a fib, liquidity sweep, fair value gaps, supply and demand, discount. Very simple. It's very simple, right? And so from there, you're able to capture all of these moves, right? And so from there, you really just have to utilize these concepts in combination, because honestly, if you trade one coin, you can really make money, right? You don't need to trade 3-5 different coins. So if you apply this, this is the best way to